So we can probably have noticed by now that it gets a little irritating to have to constantly hit apply and then go back and check your main material. So we can get around that by using what's called a master material. And the way a lot of video game programming works is that we can create like one object and use it as what's called a parent, and then create what's called children off of it that share a lot of its values, but you can still then manipulate them on their own. So what we want to do is we want to convert some of these values to what's called parameters, and parameters will show up in material instances and allow us to manipulate them. So I'm going to start on the left-hand side, and I want to be able to manipulate the texture size in the material instance. So I'm going to right-click and say Convert to Material, and I'm going to call this texture size. It's pretty small. All right, now I'm going to go up here to the top. I want this this color tint to show up so that I can mess with that. So I'm going to convert that to a parameter, and I'm going to name it color tint. We're going to want to control all of our texture values. So we're going to rename control undo that. Right click, convert to parameter, and we'll name this base color map. Convert to parameter, roughness map, and we'll convert that to a parameter as the normal map. Now this value here, convert to parameter, that's our metallic value. This parameter is going to be our roughness modifier. Convert to parameter, roughness strength. And I'm going to reset that back to 1 so that it's not making any change by default. And I'm going to convert this to a parameter. Convert to parameter, we're going to call this normal strength. And the default value for that needs to be set to 0. So now I can apply, and we can see we've got kind of mostly our default values back here, except for the texture size. So let's go to File. Let's save all. I'm going to bring up my drawer, and let's go ahead and duplicate this Spanish tile now. Duplicate. Let's call this one M_master material. Now let's double click master material and open that up. Let's close down Spanish tile so that we keep the two separate. You can see that it's copied over all of our settings, but we want this to be a default material. So we want to change the texture size map parameter back to 1 so that that's a default. And we want to find something to go into these color maps that's a little more generic. So let's click here onto this node. Now over here on the left-hand side, we've got a details panel where I can change. So I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to search for default. We've got default base color. That's fine. Let's go to the roughness map. There's a 127 gray texture. That's going to work well for that one. And then normal map. Let's change that to default normal. All right, so there we've got kind of a basic, just we can throw that on and that'll be there as we start to manipulate different parameters. So let's apply and let's hit save. Let's go back to our scene. Now let's just see what that looks like. Control space, I'm gonna drag master material and just drop it right there. And you can see that we've got some, it's like a nice kind of default concrete kind of look. So that's creating a master material.